beautiful Winnipeg. Finally, it's Winnipeg in Winnipeg. We're known for our winters. We got about 3 feet of snow in about a 48-hour period, and we're shoveling out like crazy.
Good for you.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Well, I get home from the office yesterday, and I see these 2 young kids shoveling out my driveway, and I says, "You're not my kids." And they say, "Yeah, but your wife gave us $20 to shovel the driveway," and I went and gave my wife a big hug. It's like, okay, thank you for taking that load off of me.
Yeah, we had yesterday we had 74 and we had 3 feet of mosquitoes. So,
hey, tonight is a healing show. We got something special. We got a co-host tonight. We got Holly Cook with us tonight. He was on our show a little while back. We had a wonderful time together, so we thought, what a wonderful idea. Do a healing show and bring Holly Cook on as a co-host to kind of fill in the blanks and dot the I's and cross the T's. Holly, how are you doing today, my dear?
I'm excellent now. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, you guys are doing really, really well, and there's a whole bunch of people here that want to talk to you.
Before we get started, there's so many different things going on energy-wise. Like every day, every other day, I pick up something new, some kind of new phenomenon or a new suggestion to work in a certain area of the body. Do you ever get any kind of like aha moments, like I got to do this, I got to do that differently, something of that nature?
Lately I've been getting the most bizarre downloads. Can you hear me okay? I'm getting echo.
100%. You're good.
Beautiful. And the other day I actually lost quite a bit of time. So I feel like whatever's going on, we are shifting really quickly. It all started when I started sending love to the police at the Dakota pipeline.
Nice.
Really weird things started to happen after that. So missing time, my heart chakra, it's been really painful to send out love at certain points. It was going really good, and then I really have to work through that. So it's just been really interesting. And then the lost time was pretty significant because I had absolutely no recollection, but I came out fine. I didn't come out like it was a weird abduction or anything. I think I just bounced to another timeline or something.
Yeah, you went multidimensional for a little bit there, no doubt.
Right.
Now, here's another prime example that consciousness is shifting, especially within the U.S., that people are banding together and saying no more crap, no more politicians with agendas, leave our land alone, don't run these pipelines and risk contaminating our water. And people stood up, and the government is listening. We've made them listen, and they are. Now, I got a comment today that, no, they're still going ahead with the pipeline. I haven't heard anything about that. Maybe it's, I don't know, anything's possible with these yahoos. But there again, here is a prime example of consciousness lifting. Things are changing at a very big level. And if you look at all the governments around the world, everybody's uprising, saying, get out of here, you're crooked, you're cheaters, and you're taking our money, we're getting nothing for it. So here is prime example. We are heading into higher dimensions, higher levels of consciousness that have never been tapped before, and it's waking people up. Now, here's some things that I found. I found this clearing that is interesting. What it states is that we have a reptilian double of us. So on the reptilian planet, which a lot of people say is Vesta, some people say other things, there is a second one of us in a reptilian form on this planet. So what I've been doing is disconnecting people from that double, and all of a sudden the door is a lot wider open. You were allowed to go in and find deeper problems within a person. That has been really interesting, and that coincides with the concept of the clone. Okay, we hear a lot of things about somebody being cloned. So a body part within us can be cloned by the reptilians to use within a hybrid for a super soldier or something like that. Use your imagination. And when that body part is cloned, in your physical body, it no longer works properly. You have a lot of trouble with it. And this happened to my son. It was about a week and a half ago. All of a sudden, he can't hold any food down. He doesn't seem sick. He's got no fever. Nothing will stay, not even water, not even bile from his bile duct will stay down. It's all coming up. He's puking it all up. And I'm like, what's going on here? So I found the clone concept, and I disconnected his duodenum from the cloned duodenum. Next day, he's perfectly fine. Now
Interesting.
Now the same with a client in the states I'm working with. I got him off dialysis. I cured his lymphoma, but 10 sessions in, I could not shrink his prostate. His prostate was large and hard. Come on, this is something I could do with my eyes closed, but it just would not go down. So I did the clone thing with him, disconnected his prostate from the clone prostate, and all of a sudden he says, Chris, it's shrinking right now. I can feel it shrinking.
Oh.
So there are huge, huge downloads of knowledge and information coming to all of us who do this type of work, who are asking for it. That's the big thing, Holly. You and I are asking for it.
Absolutely. You know, you just brought something to my attention. Actually, when I lost that time, I actually had a small bump, almost like a swollen mole, which I don't have a mole where I had one after I lost the time. And it's pretty much gone. But actually, since that, I've been exhausted. I can't hardly get out of bed in the morning. I have been exhausted. And there was, it's freezing where I live. There's no way that a bug came in and bit me or anything. It was immediately after that lost time. So I think I need to give that some more attention. And
I think your adrenals were cloned.
Well, they picked a good body part to clone.
You check your adrenal glands, see if they were cloned, and then all you do is say cloned adrenals false, then adrenals true, and then it puts them all back in, and then raise your adrenaline levels, and you should notice a change if that's the case. If you got any kind of time loss, any kind of time interruption like that, generally there is probably some sort of abduction involved also. They may have used that opportunity that you went out of body to do a little bit of their own little onesie-twosie on you.
Right. That's funny. When you said that, I could feel the energy around my adrenaline glands. I could feel that.
Yeah, then that's just the case where your adrenal glands are definitely abducted. Hey, now let me do you a favor, okay, my dear? Here we go. Holly's adrenal glands, clones and cloning false. Adrenal glands, clones, and cloning false. So they are now disconnected from the clone. Holly's adrenal glands, true. Adrenal glands, true. And those are now perfect.
Thank you. I could feel the shift. I could feel, and it's funny because, you get so caught up in other people's stuff or just the 3D stuff that you pass your own stuff off. I could literally feel them expanding and shrinking when you just went through that. So thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, dear. Now, here's something else I found out, and this just came up today. The cold and flu virus. Now, I work with people all around the world. And last week, I worked with somebody in Spain, in Australia, and all these different areas. Everybody's got a cough. Everybody's got some kind of flu symptoms, the respiratory kind, and they call it coronavirus, this and that virus. What I found today is that we have this cold and flu virus within our DNA template. Okay, not the DNA, but the template of the DNA where everything is programmed in. So the programs aren't there yet, just the template. Template itself is already infected with it. And my toolmaker, Wayne, I'm going to have him on the show one day. I'm going to wrestle that guy to the ground and get him on the show. Everybody's asking for him. He sent me a sample of a soap. This is a liquid soap. I call it quantum soap. He didn't really give me much information, only that if I wanted some, I'd have to spend $100,000 for this guy to start up his plant, to start making it again. It's a real powerful thing. So what I'm going to do a general humanity clearing. And Holly, you tell me if you notice anything going on, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, within the DNA template of all listeners and humanity, run this soap through the DNA template to clean out all cold and flu viruses, cold and flu implants, cold and flu programs. Wash this soap through the entire DNA template to clean out all cold and flu implants, cold and flu programming. Okay, that's working.
I could feel that really coming in on my right side.
Okay.
And is what I saw, it was a bunch of those little nasty germs trying to cling on, and they couldn't cling on. But nanobots. I could see the nanobots being washed away.
So it's working on nanobots too. That's interesting.
You know,
so this
a whole other subject.
There's so many things going on right now. We can't even keep up with all the new information coming. Today I found a new type of yeast. It's called emotional yeast. If somebody's got emotional problems going on, the yeast is going to work within certain areas of the body and try to bring that body part down. So instead of just removing yeast, you call it emotional yeast. It works at a much different frequency, and it does a better job.
Now, I have had people say that their children who are addicted to white flour, sugar, yeast, that the yeast actually overrides their thought process. The yeast has a voice. It's almost like an entity. Yes, absolutely. I believe that 100%. I've seen it.
Well, yeast, fungus, molds, they all have consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Same like parasites, worm parasites, single cell parasites. They all have consciousness, and they're all going to follow maybe some kind of program, some mind program, or some kind of broadcast that's going to tell them to go to certain areas. How come you only find them in certain areas of your body? That's the big thing.
Right.
Dedicate this show to James Rutherford. He just passed away on Saturday. A client of mine I've been working with for quite a while with ALS, and he took the road home, as we say. Tonight is a healing show. If you want to be on for a healing, we're going to ask that you please call in, okay? I want people on air so I can talk to you, get your frequency, and ask some questions if you want to know something. We had somebody from Hawaii ask about something, but I don't like to do the absent healing. I like to do one-on-one frequency to frequency kind of thing. That would be beneficial. Bob, anybody out there who would like to get a little bit of healing done?
You're kidding, right? I got enough to keep you going until next week.
I got enough to keep me going until end of May.
Yeah, well, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about your schedule. Area code 403. Who's on the line?
Hi, Chris.
Hi, what can I do for you, my friend?
Appointments with you, but I wanted to take in the opportunity for today.
Let's take a quick 5-10 minutes and see if we can make a few little changes within you, okay?
Yes. I already wrote in the chat, but the main problem that I'm dealing with is of bad lucks and health problems, and I suspect a very old spell or curse to my family.
Okay. Let's have a look. Now, your name is a little bit deceiving to me, so we're just going to call you my friend in Calgary, okay? Now, what is the first thing we need to do for my friend in Calgary? So we're going to say, yes, indeed, there is a curse. We're going to remove Lucifer's curse within his astral body. Okay. Within my friend in Calgary's astral body, all of Lucifer's curses false. Lift all of Lucifer's curses and send them all into ether. Lucifer's curses in the astral false. Lucifer's curses in the astral false. Okay, that curse is lifting. Let me know if you feel any kind of little bit of shifting, if you feel a little lighter, if you feel something happening, all right?
Yes.
What is next from my friend in Calgary? Next is within his Dharma is Horus. This is going into a deep, deep clearing. Our Dharma as a human is to ascend. That's our sole purpose, is to go into this ascension process. Some of us have a bit higher Dharma where we have a job to do, let's say, to make it all happen. But in general, as a human, our sole purpose, our Dharma, is to ascend. Let's kick out Horus out of this gentleman's dharma into ether. Cast out Horus from his dharma into ether. Okay, now what we need to do, very important, is we need to reconnect that dharma back up to source. Okay, dharma, source, true. Dharma, source, true. Dharma, source. That's shifting over. Holly, what kind of visions do you get out of that?
I am getting that it's lifting, but there's still something holding on around the calves, like trying to keep him bound down in the calves around the ankles. It's
okay. Watch this. Dharma, second and first dimensions, false. Disconnect, untie the dharma from the first and second dimensions. There we go. It's better.
There it went.
Yeah, absolutely. I've had clients say to me, I feel like somebody is grabbing onto my ankles, and that is good old Lucifer himself grabbing on your ankles and trying to pull you down. Yes. It actually feels like a hand is grabbing onto you, and it's like, whoa. How do you feel, my friend? Do you feel any changes happening?
I felt a little bit of heat in my throat.
Okay. The feeling of heat is generally a sign that there is some energy moving, something is coming and going. Many people feel heat, tingling. Some people feel real tired right away. Some people feel a cool wisp of air around them. Everybody's a little different, but when you say you feel some heat, to me that is a sign that something is moving and something is changing. Okay, what do we now need to do for my friend in Calgary, who never gets snow like we do here in Winnipeg? Okay. We're going to remove. Okay, here's another one. Universe of Azazel from the soul self. Okay. Soul self. Universe of Azazel, cut all cords and connections. Soul self and universe of Azazel, false. Disconnect, my friend in Calgary's soul self from the universe of Azazel. Okay, that's disconnected. And now this gentleman's soul self, true. Soul self, true. And soul self, source, true. Soul self, source, true. Okay, that's a real big connection happening right now.
A lot of heat on my end.
Yeah. Well, okay, there it is. How does that feel, Holly?
It is hot over here. My whole core is just heating and just shooting out my head. That was a big one.
My barometer is when my body gets pulled towards my pyramid really strong. It's like you have a big fish on the line. Holly feels things a lot differently than I do, and my way is completely different than other people's. Doesn't matter. But when I feel like, wow, that's a big fish, there's a big connection happening. It's something that really needed to happen. That's for sure. Another clearing I found, Holly, the Ars Notoria. You ever heard of the Ars Notoria?
I have, but I'm not very familiar.
It's a satanic book, and it's an account of Solomon's teachings or spells. And it contains the lesser key of Solomon. And most people have the Ars Notoria within their pituitary gland within their body. So anytime somebody practices witchcraft on you, it's going through that as a power source.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, let's do this. Within my friend in Calgary, pituitary gland, Ars Notoria, false. Remove the Ars Notoria from the pituitary gland. Send it to ether. Pituitary gland, precisely the 6 pair of chromosomes within the pituitary gland. Ars Notoria, false. Ars Notoria is lifting and gone. What does that do for you, Holly?
I could feel an actual, almost like a funnel coming off the top of my head. I could feel the energy lifting out, like the program swirling out.
Yeah, basically it's a program or an algorithm, something of that sort, if you talk in computer language about your body.
Yes.
And it is something that is huge. Again, it's all these different things, but some people they don't pertain to, but for most people it is huge. All right, now let's do one more. You said that your hair is falling out. Is that what you said?
Are you still there, sir? He's still there.
He's still there?
Yep.
I knocked him out. Okay, let's move on to the next caller. Thank you so much, Calgary, my friend in Calgary. We're going to talk to you soon on an appointment, I'm sure.
Hey.
Who's next, Bob?
Are you ready? Okay, now, next one up. Don't forget, we're going to try to get to everybody. The area code is 818. Who's on the line?
Hi, this is Kathy.
Hi, Kathy. What can we do for you?
Hi. Well, I've got a couple of things. Maybe they're all connected. I'm not sure. I'm having major fatigue, anxiety, and mixed with like a hypervigilance kind of feeling where even though I'm fatigued, I can't relax. Also, feel like I'm being kind of attacked by the people around me, like just a lot of people just kind of coming out of left field and just being kind of I mean, for lack of a better word.
Okay.
Genetics with a methylation a problem.
Okay.
I'm missing methyl groups, and so I don't detoxify properly. So I don't know if that could have anything to do with it.
It might. Would you consider it anxiety, the hyperactivity?
Yeah, fight or flight all the time.
Yeah.
Not paranoia though, just more anxiety.
All right. What is causing resistance within Kathy's sympathetic nervous system? Sympathetic nervous system. That is always a culprit with that fight or flight anxiety. Is just clearing out the sympathetic nervous system. That is your fight or flight. Okay, here we go. Kathy's sympathetic nervous system is causing resistance. What is causing resistance? Okay, these old guys. Okay, within Kathy's sympathetic nervous system, Set and Thoth. Cast out Set and Thoth out of the sympathetic nervous system into ether. Kathy's sympathetic nervous system, Set and Thoth, false. Set and Thoth, false. Okay, those yahoos are leaving. Kathy's sympathetic nervous system, true. Sympathetic nervous system, true. Sympathetic nervous system, true. Okay, does that feel a little calmer for you?
Can't really tell yet. It's been going on for quite some time.
Okay. Okay, now we're going to take a quick look at your methyl groups.
Okay.
Kathy's methylation system, function, true. All methyl groups, true. And methylation cycle, methylation system, true. Let me know if you get a tingle or any kind of heat or anything from that.
Okay.
Methylation system, methylation cycle, and methyl groups, true. How'd that feel for you, Holly?
Yeah, I could feel a really deep shift, and when you released Set and Thoth, it was almost like a unwinding of my spinal column. Like it's as if they were wrapped around her spinal column.
Almost serpent-like, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's where the sympathetic system is. It's off the ganglion around the spinal column. That's a good report. How are you feeling, Kathy?
Feeling okay. Nothing major, changing yet.
Everybody's a little different when it comes to feeling the energy and noticing something.
It's interesting to see what Holly, what she's feeling.
Yeah, it's always good when you got somebody who's empathic who can kind of put a color or a picture, paint a picture with it, and see what's going on. That's always a cool thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What do we need to do to finish up with Kathy, please? Let's see. Now is... Okay, we're going to untie her sympathetic from... Okay. Kathy's sympathetic nervous system. Untie and disconnect it from the second dimension. Sympathetic nervous system, second dimension, false. Second dimension, false. And shift the sympathetic nervous system into the seventh dimension. That is shifting over. That's going to make you feel a little lighter, a little calmer, a little more pleasant of a person.
Oh, wonderful. Were you able to, did it confirm that there was a methyl group problem?
No, but to go into those types of areas is going to take a lot of dowsing back and forth to go into that. So I just took your word for it and just intended that the methyl groups, the methylation process is truly functional. So it's going to work at its highest level. If this group's missing, they'll come back in just like that.
Oh, okay. And so I should be feeling calmer and my nervous system should be more balanced?
Anytime I work on the sympathetic system like that, it always calms things down. It takes you out of that fight or flight mode. It shuts off that sympathetic nervous system so that you can relax, not be looking over your shoulder all the time.
Oh, great. And is there any way I can prevent it from coming back? Like, why? The
sympathetic nervous system is all about creating loosh, all about creating an energy of fear, anxiety, so that the reptilians can have lunch. Okay, so by doing the clearings, by clearing everything out, finding all of these negative, all these negative entities, finding out where they are, kicking them out, then your body can recalibrate and readjust and become one again, and become whole again.
Okay. So, because I'm very careful with, like not opening portals or engaging in any kind of, dangerous, things. So, is there a way to prevent these entities from, like, attacking again?
Call Holly, set up some time with her, and she'll help you out.
Well, I just wanted to point out, did you hear the shift in Kathy's voice from when she first called to when you did the healing? Did you hear the shift in her voice?
It came down an octave.
And it was much more grounded.
Yes.
Oh, great. I'm glad you noticed it. How would I get a hold of Holly in the future?
Her website is on the blog, which is on the chat room right now. If you click on there, you'll go right to the blog that has her address in there. You just click on that, you'll go right to her website.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it.
Many blessings to you.
There you go.
That was a whirlwind of healing.
Oh, baby. See that? We have fun. We really do.
It was amazing. I could feel everything you were doing on every single person. It was fantastic.
I like doing the healing sessions as a demonstration so people can kind of see how it works. A lot of people are still awakening a little bit and are inquisitive. What is this healing stuff all about? So when you've got somebody like yourself, Holly, who can kind of step in and say, oh, I kind of visioned this and felt that, in our minds, it paints a bit of a picture and we can kind of wrap our tiny little minds around it.
Right. And, I'm really grateful that you brought up the loosh because that is such a big deal. And it's really new in the community, I think.
Somewhat,
the whole idea of loosh. I mean, to a lot of people that I talked to, I did a interview the other day and I talked about loosh and I had emails. People were like, what is this? I've looked it up. Blah, 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 because we can consciously create that loosh by our everyday habits.
If you look at energy and what your body does, so when you sneeze, you exude an energy. That is a loosh. When people have sex and you have an orgasm, that is creating loosh. So there's some people who are addicted to porn and masturbating, they're just feeding this reptilian time and time again. You got a big fat reptilian on their hands.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Well, that is about all the time we got for the show. I need to go and see if I need to shovel my driveway. Our co-host tonight, and she's going to be back again, I'm sure, Miss Holly Cook. Can you tell everybody where your website is?
Absolutely, and thank you again for having me on. It's so much fun. So my website is Sacred Heart Ascension, or you could just do hollymcook.com. And I will pop up, and I'm here to answer questions or, whatever. I do sessions. And also, we're doing a retreat in Hawaii for women only at the end of February. So that is on my website as well.
Sounds like fun. Thank you so much for being on, Holly. It's been a pleasure. Bob, we'll see you in a couple weeks. This is Chris Kehler. We are out of here.